So, Michael, my first question to you, buddy, is: Are you okay?
I'm always okay.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah! That had to be the first question I started off with. But
Yeah.
but hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of OverVoice Season 3. Today I'm joined by the amazing Michael Allen Schneider. Michael, would you like
Right.
to introduce yourself, my friend?
Yeah, sure. Nice to be here. Thanks for having me. Yeah, I'm Michael Allen Schneider, voice actor, director, dubbing director. I've done just about everything. I've been an engineer, writer. But yeah, you probably know me. Most things are voice of Zerk on Pokemon Horizons, and Terry Bogard in the upcoming Fatal Fury: City of the Wolves. I've also directed things like Promare, Makia, When the Promised Flower Blooms. Let's see what else we got. Great Pretender, Ishura, Record of Ragnarok. Yeah, all the fun stuff.
Hell yeah, so many fun stuff. But yeah,
Yeah.
my first question to you, Michael, is how'd you get into voice acting, and what's your journey been like so far?
Well, like most people, I kind of fell into it ass backwards. I went to school for music, or for composition. I wanted to write music and make music, and I still love making music. But I got out of there, and after getting that degree, I got my BM, funniest name for a Bachelor of Music, worst degree title ever.
BM.
And when I got out of there, I was like, all right, I can write music now. But it all sounds bad when I try to record it because I have no idea how to do that. So then I ended up going to a audio school. It's called the Institute of Audio Research in New York City. It is gone now. Uh,
Oh
I
shit.
disappeared shortly after I graduated. But yes, I took the place out, yo. But no, while I was there learning about how to actually record things and make it sound good, I got really into post production. And through that, I ended up through a series. Fast forward a little bit. I became a mixing engineer in New York. So I was a freelance mixing engineer doing mostly commercials and stuff like ads like GE, Pepsi, all that really fun stuff. So I was going. I did that for a few years, and then one day I was covering for, or I was helping out a friend of a friend at some studio. They were like recording some video game. I'd never really done that before. I was like, whatever. Um, and it turned out that the friend of a friend was Lisa Ortiz, and the studio was at NYAV. And we were working. I don't even remember what the game was. It was some little mobile thing for like Game Loft or something. But I hit it off with the studio owner while I was there, Michael Sinter-Nicholas, and it was kind of all let me see, downhill because you go fast. I always people are always like, yeah, it's all downhill from there, and like it's a bad thing, but like when you're going downhill, it's like easy and smooth. But anyway,
True.
I don't know. I got a lot of problems with idioms. Anyway. But yeah, we kind of hit it off, and within like a week, I was engineering on Your Name. I was like, okay, so we're getting right into the big stuff. Okay, cool. And then like a month after that, he asked me if I wanted to direct a show. It was some like CGI Korean kids show that I don't think ever really saw the light of day. But I was like, I don't know how to do that, and he was like, that's okay. I don't really, like whatever. And I was like, okay, I'll go give it a shot, and it worked out. I started doing that for a long time. So then I was directing and engineering. And then I started kind of slipping my auditions into the audition pile because I had access to that folder under a fake name. um, and then eventually somebody was like, "Who the hell is this Mike Starbuck guy?" And I was like, "That's me." And that was kind of like the very first stuff I was doing. And then I started kind of then I was just auditioning normally. But it was always like kind of a side thing for me, just kind of on the just having fun, feeling like it. And I've for years and years, I pretty much just snuck in the back door on things. Hey, we need somebody to do some Walla. Oh yeah, you could do this bit. Blah blah blah. Stuff like that. The very first thing I was actually in was anime was a silent voice. I did some bits on a silent voice. So hell of an entrance.
Hell yeah.
um, and yeah, and then over the years, I just kind of started, kept directing, kept having more chances to hop in the booth, and I just got, more and more serious about it and enjoying it more and more until I figured, all right, let's give it a shot. And then eventually I was on a bunch of rosters and just getting auditions. And then I booked a couple really cool things, which enabled me to start looking for an agency. And I ended up getting one late last year. So
Hey,
that,
congrats.
my pro, voiceover thing is, it's a long story, but I've been like, for real into it for a pretty short amount of time now, if you all things considering.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah. But like,
Yeah.
for the short time you've been in it, you've been killing it, dude. So
Yeah, it's been pretty
props.
fun. I got some pretty cool big things. I can't believe, yeah, Terry was like such a wild, like, of all the things you could like jump in. It's, I feel like I'm, it feels like cheating. It's like, all right, yeah, it's a character everyone's known for like, 20 plus years. Well, actually, no, it was like 30 now. Yeah.
Yeah.
And also has never really had like much of an English voice that like, that really took off on a big game. So it's like, yeah, how about you just like inherit all this legendary awesomeness?
Hell
And
yeah.
got really lucky with that one. And it's been so fun. I've been a fighting game fan my whole life, so it was huge. Yeah,
Hell yeah.
I cried a lot when I got that email. I tell you what. Yeah.
Hell yeah. I would imagine, man. Like, did you play a lot of Fatal Fury, King of Fighters before booking Terry?
Yeah, yeah. Well, I played a little bit of Fatal Fury like back in the day, like when it came out, like on Sega Genesis and stuff.
Oh, hell yeah.
But around those days, I was definitely more of like an edgy Mortal Kombat kid most of the time.
Yeah.
But then over the years, when I really really got into Terry around like Capcom versus SNK2, which was
Oh yeah.
like playing that in the arcade at like Chinatown Fair and stuff in New York. That was like my jam. And yeah, and then over the years, it just kind of kept popping up. I gotta be honest, I haven't gotten much into any of the King of Fighters yet. I've given them a shot. I've dabbled, but I haven't really gone hard. And to me, dabbling means like, yeah, I've played it for dozens and dozens of hours. But like, there's when I go hard on a game, I go hard on a game. Yeah. But in general, yeah, long time, but not quite so much in the actual KOF series.
Nah, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's so many games, man. So many Terry games. He's in Smash. I'm not sure if you played him in Smash Ultimate, but he's a lot of
I've
fun.
just recently started playing him in Smash Ultimate because I kind of I'm a huge melee head still to this day. I back in like I got I was like a pro melee player back in what they call the golden age of Smash, like around like 2005, 6,
Oh,
7. So like yeah, like I was like after high school, I basically just delivered pizzas and drove and flew around the country with all my friends going to tournaments and stuff. And so like I was never gonna like I rarely placed at these tournaments, but I always was driving the guy who won. You know what I mean? Who was usually PC Chris, who was my buddy in Portchester, and he was like the best in the world for a while. So yeah, it's really cool, and I've been coming back to that game. So yeah, so anyway, all that to say, didn't really play a ton of Ultimate until recently, and I've been kind of getting back into it now. So I gotta play Terry. Come on, it's gonna be
hell
fun.
yeah.
So he's fun as hell in that game. Oh my gosh, yeah.
Oh yeah, he's my main, so I hold him
Yeah,
in very high regard.
yeah, he's awesome. He's awesome. You gotta give me some tips.
Oh hell yeah. Well, the first tip I have for you is if you don't have a pro controller, you're screwed pretty much. To you know,
A pro
uh
control. Okay, I see. I use the
yeah.
GameCube controllers. Yeah,
Oh, the GameCube controller, eh? Okay, okay, it's not too bad.
I can't
But
play Smash Brothers without a GameCube controller. Come on.
hell yeah, it's fair. Cause like if you're gonna play Terry with the Joy Cons, yeah, and that's not gonna be a great experience.
Oh, you can't play a fighting game with Joy Cons. Those things are yeah.
Yeah. So the first tip is get a controller, and I think you'll be fine.
Oh yeah,
Um,
yeah. I have like 8 GameCube controllers floating around of varying levels of repair and disrepair. So
oh, and my second tip is be careful where you do like the side B because if you do it wrong, you might back crack shoot off stage and you
I
will
learned that. Yep.
die. Yeah, it's I've made that mistake many a times. I still do.
Hmm.
I haven't quite mastered it yet, but it's been
Yeah,
like this
yeah.
game's been around for a while. That's crazy to me.
6
Uh,
years now, I think. Yeah.
yeah, God, wow, that's
It's
insane.
bonkers. Yeah, I think the next longest time. You know what's crazy is Smash 64 and Melee were like 2 years apart. Like that's
Yeah.
bonkers. Yeah, and then it was I think 8 between Melee and Brawl, and you can tell I'm a Smash Brothers nerd. Uh, but yeah, we're nearing the second longest. Between two Smash games. So hopefully the next one comes. Hopefully Terry's in it.
Oh, I hope so. because I started playing from Brawl and 4 and Ultimate. I haven't played Melee in the first one, but
Mm,
Melee kind of scares me because it's so fast.
it's horrifying.
It's
Yeah, there's
so
nothing else like
fast.
it.
And like I can't even how do you even like like get like the combos off in time? Like that's just insane. It's like you're playing at the speed of light.
Yeah, yeah. Just play a game for like 20 something years, you get pretty good at
Fair enough.
it.
But yeah, you mentioned that you were a director before you started voice acting. So
Yeah.
I'm just curious, like, what was like the transition from directing to voice acting like?
Well, I wouldn't say it was much of a transition so much as just something that started picking up as things go along. Um, because like I feel like in general, like my talent has always been like in music and art, whatever, and especially in directing and acting has been my taste, right? I know when it's good, like I could see something and be like, all right, that's what's wrong with that, that's what's wrong with that, we should make this, oh, this would be cool if we did that, boom boom boom. So then like over so like and then and I was like, wow, I'm directing, that's actually like the whole skill, holy crap, wow, okay, great. So then I was walking, and when you tell a billion people over a lot of time, that here's what I'd like to do there. Then you start like, hey, I would like to do that. And then I realized like, and then I would try it, and I'd try like, okay, let me give it a shot. Here I go, boom, and I'd be like, and I hear what I want in my head, and then I would move my mouth, and it doesn't happen. I'm like, what the hell? And that made me annoyed and also like really motivated. So, and then I just started messing around with it. I also to be another thing is before like character and game and all that acting, I started doing commercial stuff because as an engineer, as a mixing engineer there, half the time you're recording you record a lot of scratch VO. So I mean I can't tell you how many commercial recording sessions I've been in. So like that was actually where I really started to do voice acting, was in the commercial world, as and I almost booked I booked some cool stuff before I ever like any of this ever happened. Almost got a national pharma spot with my scratch
Oh,
VO, and they changed one word in it, and nobody bothered to find me, and they re-recorded it with somebody else. That would have
ah,
changed my life.
damn, that would have been
Yeah.
interesting.
Yep. Yep. 29-year-old Mike could have really used that national pharma spy. I tell you what.
It's
Um,
alright, you're Terry now. It's okay.
yeah, yeah. But over the years, I mean, yeah. Over the years, it just started kind of, just getting back, back to your original question. I would jump in and just give something a shot, blah, blah, and I'd be like, man, I'm just not the challenge of it, and realizing how much there is to learn and how much there is to progress and all the different things, and like because I don't know about other people, but I always had this idea, when I was younger, that like acting is entirely a you got it or you don't thing, and to a certain degree I do think there is something to that. However, the main thing I've learned over the years is like, man, people get so much better, like you can really, if you really put your mind to it, you can improve vastly. And I love anything where I can self improve. And that's why I've always been playing fighting games my whole life, and why I like art, and why I like music, and acting has just been like the most amazing version of that, because it's holy shit, like you just are expressing you're right, there's nothing else here, there's no instrument to hide behind, there's nothing, it's just me, and the that kind of almost self-competitive self-improvement thing is really what it kind of drew me to it. So yeah, I just was throwing my head at the wall for a long time until it started kind of working out. And basically, like I had no like formal acting training, until very, very recently. And even that's just kind of like, talking to people. But yeah, I had to kind of reverse engineer, through what I knew about directing. Like, all right, how do I make that happen? What do I do that? And then I would talk to people who like, have like, MFAs in theater, and they'd be like, oh, you're talking about this. And I'm like, oh, is that what that's called? Okay, cool. Yeah, I figured that out on my own. It just took me like 8 years of messing around, but stuff like that. And yeah, so long, very, very long answer to your question is, yeah, I just kind of messed around and just went for it because it's fun.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Like, there's no other better way to do it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, my next question to you, Michael, is yeah, I'm just curious because you have a huge fighting game background. So what was your first fighting game, and what's your favorite fighting game?
Ooh. Well, favorite is okay. Well, let's separate Smash Brothers. It's a different world, right? But
Yeah,
but like honestly, Melee is the thing I've played more than anything else. Uh, the very first one was probably like OG Mortal Kombat at like the diner near my house when I was a very small kid.
hell yeah. They
I
had it at the diner. That's crazy.
Dude, they used to have arcade machines all over the place. We're really missing out nowadays. Now everyone's got a phone, but like, yeah, it used to be your parents would be like, eating pizza and eating their pasta, and they'd be like, can I have a quarter? And you'd run to the front and go mess around and do fatalities. Yeah,
Hell yeah.
yeah, it was awesome. It was awesome. It was a good time. It was funny because nobody nobody noticed. Like they was like, oh, this is a family establishment. We're like ripping each other's heads off.
Yeah,
Like
I was gonna say, like, isn't that
it's
like,
wild how much nobody even noticed. Yeah, it was really funny. Yeah, so yeah, it was probably very, very OG Mortal Kombat. And then as far as like actual, I'd say like standard FGC fighting games. It's a real tough one, but I'll give you like a top few. The first one
oh
that pops into mind, the one I probably played the most with all my friends and at arcades and stuff, would be Third Strike.
yes,
That was like my jam. And nowadays, I honestly think at the moment probably Street Fighter 6 is like unbelievably good.
oh
It's
yes,
like really, really, really going to be hard to top that. And although from what I'm seeing, it looks like City of the Wolves is actually going to be kind of up there. It's like
yeah.
I really like what I'm seeing with that. It looks very, very, very interesting for a lot of cool mechanical reasons, and it's just beautiful. And I'm in it.
That's true. Above all else,
Yeah.
Michael's in it.
And I also really love Strive. Strive is
Mm,
absolutely incredible. So gorgeous, so fun, so fast, and just like that art is so cool. Just
yeah.
yeah. So I'd say Third Strike, Street Fighter 6, Strive, and also actually I'll go back original Samurai Showdown. Yeah,
Oh, the
yeah,
original. Yeah, you
yeah,
know what? Fair
yeah,
enough. Yeah, that's a
yeah.
good game.
I was a Neo Geo kid, man. I'll tell you what.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah. I
I,
miss the arcades.
yeah,
I
and now I've
really
got
do.
them giving me like cool stickers like this.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's so cool.
yeah. I
Hell
gotta figure
yeah.
out somewhere to put it. Yeah.
Oh, surely like on a laptop or something.
Maybe, yeah. I need to get a laptop.
Oh, true.
I have a really crappy Chromebook that I've been using. I keep wanting to upgrade it, but then I just yeah, it kind of works. I don't know. Yeah.
If it's, I mean, don't, if it's not broke, don't fix it. You know.
Right, right. It's kind of broken.
I mean, if you add the sticker to it, it might fix itself.
True, true. But then yeah, at this point, I would value the sticker more than the laptop. So I gotta
Oh,
find some
true.
place. Yeah, because I can get another laptop. I can't get another Neo Geo sticker that SNK gave me. Come on. Yeah,
That's true. Maybe it has to
yeah,
be in the pack always.
yeah. Maybe.
Yeah, the
I'll
only
put
thing
it
it
in
sticks to is the paper.
the.
But yeah, I miss the arcades so much. We don't have a lot of arcades here in New Zealand, but we have like one that's like really close, but like we have like it's just the standard stuff nowadays where it's like basketball games and like ice hockey. There is we do have Street Fighter 4. It's like the only fighting game there.
Really
Yeah, but we used to have like Taken Tag Tournament 2, and then
nice.
like an OG like no X-Men vs Street Fighter is still there for some reason. Not even like Marvel vs
Oh
Capcom.
wow,
So it's
wow.
quite the jump.
Yeah,
Um,
they got the old stuff. They're getting that
yeah,
bargain bin,
hell yeah, man.
refurbished, baby.
Yeah, for real. I think I told you this before. My first fighting game was Street Fighter Cross Tekken back in like 2012. I played on the Xbox, so we didn't get like there's like on this DLC that the PlayStation had that the Xbox didn't.
Yeah,
So I missed out on like
womp
12
womp.
extra characters.
That's so sad.
It was kind of sad, but then I got the PS Vita version. I got to play all of them. But that was like years later when the PS Vita just stopped making games, you know.
The good old Vita. Yeah.
Yeah. But I think my favorite's probably Street Fighter 6 right now. And what's the other one called?
It's tough to beat.
Yeah, Street Fighter 6 is so good. I am having so much fun with it, man.
Hmm.
And
We should play later.
we should. We should. I need to fix my TV. I need to work on my connection and get online again.
Yeah.
I haven't played since Bison and Akuma came out but I really want to play
Uh,
him. I'm kind of waiting for Terry to come out. I'm not gonna lie. I saw the season pass. I'm excited.
that should be cool.
Hell yeah. But yeah. My next question to you, Michael, is well. Wow, the question just escaped my mind. I can't believe this. I cannot
That'll
believe
happen. I
this.
can relate.
It does happen a lot. But yeah, apart from like fighting games and stuff like that, what kind of is there like any other like media like cartoons or other video games that kind of got you into like this world of voiceover?
Oh, yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean, I would just, I think it's easy to say like Billy West is probably what made me be a goofy goober trying to make silly voices since I was like a toddler. Just trying to, I've been trying to do impressions of Ren and Stimpy since I was, like barely could walk. So yeah, all that stuff, and yeah, that's another thing is like, yeah, I've always been doing this stuff. I just didn't know I was doing it. You know what I mean?
That's fair.
Yeah, so yeah, I mean, I love all like animation stuff. I'm just it's my favorite. Just anime, American, Western cartoons, everything. It's just yeah, I can't even. It's easier to say stuff I don't like, but I don't want to be negative.
That's fair enough. That's so fair.
OG Pokemon, like that was my jam. Back in the day. Dude, I mean, and then like also like all those kind of like '80s cartoons that like I was kind of too, I was kind of too young to see them when they were coming out, but like reruns were such a thing back then that you were still watching stuff from 10 years ago as a
Oh
kid on
yeah.
TV. Transformers was absolutely like my favorite thing in the entire world. And Yeah, Transformers. I mean, I was watching like Mask. That's a big blast from the past. Nobody knows Mask. SWAT Cats, all that stuff.
Fucking
Check out
SWAT
SWAT
cat.
Cats.
Fucking
Yeah,
SWAT
dude.
cats. That's a name I haven't heard in a while.
Hmm.
Wow. Okay.
Biker Mice from Mars. Oh man, such cool toys. Yeah, all that stuff, all that stuff, and other games. I mean, yeah, I love games. I mean, a lot of my favorite games don't even have voice acting much. I mean, Zelda has always been a huge, huge part of my life. Love that stuff. I really hope they never give Link an actual voice, but I'm sure they will.
Well, Link. I don't know. At this point, it's been like 30 years strong, right? I don't think they'll give Link a
Yeah,
voice.
but they're getting close. I feel like it's gonna happen. I feel like it's gonna happen. And you know what? It's okay. I'm sure it'll be great.
Yeah,
Props to whoever gets it. But like, I just because Link is you, and
that's
yeah,
fair. Yeah.
that's the way I think about it.
Yeah, that's actually fair. But yeah, you mentioned before that you did a bachelor's in music. I'm just curious. Do you still make music nowadays?
Yeah, yeah. I play lots of music. Most of the stuff I do nowadays is like I write like lots of like kind of singer songwritery, kind of like Western country, kind of folky, just me and my guitar talking about being bummed out stuff. That's like most of what I do. And then I also play a lot of music. So like I play a lot of on the piano and guitar and I play a lot of instruments. So yeah, but those are like my main ones. I used to be a big like bass player in a bunch of bands. I used to be in a band called the Video Game Cover Band back in like college.
Hell
Um,
yeah.
yeah. But nowadays it's mostly just me and my guitar, just plucking away, having fun. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Do you have any favorite bands or artists?
Oh man, so many. I mean, it's you ask me by a genre, because
Oh,
I'll give you a
okay.
favorite from everything.
All
Yeah.
right. All right. Let's go. In that case, let's start off with rock because like that's a guitar.
just
Yeah.
just rock.
It could be like rock, punk rock, or something like that.
Oh, good punk rock. Okay, yeah. So I've probably been to like 30 Bouncing Souls shows. Probably nobody knows who the hell they are. I'm big on like old core, like all that punk. I was a big punk kid. Back in the day. I spent a lot of my life over at CBGB's in New York. I finally got to play at CBGB's a couple times with my band in high
Oh,
school.
nice.
Yeah, but like Descendants, NoFX, Cockspar, Pennywise, Dillinger 4. If you want to get into metal, Slayer is the best of all time. And then, I mean, there's so many different you know, genres of metal too. Let's see, who did I see most recently in that world? Sabaton was awesome.
Ooh,
Finally got to see them live. They were so freaking cool. Yeah, Judas Priest.
hell yeah.
Yeah, I really I like everything. I was just I like what's good. And I never bought into the whole thing. People would try to get you in high school. Well, who do you like? And they'd be like, I like that, and I like that. Well, that's lame that you like that. I was like, why? It's awesome. I like what you like too. Chill out.
Yeah. I,
So
I don't get it. It's like comedy. Music is subjective to what like people like, I guess.
yeah,
Yeah. And like,
totally.
did you ever get into new metal by any chance?
New metal, like what do you call new metal? Like Slipknot and stuff.
Yeah, like Slipknot, Korn, Limp Bizkit, like that kind of era.
Yeah, in like middle school, I definitely had all those albums, for sure, for sure. Those have not had much of the staying power for me. I will say, but
Ooh, I don't
yeah.
know about that. Chocolate Starfish. It always always plays in the back of my mind every day.
That one was surprisingly good. Yeah, yeah. I will say, it was solid. Yeah, yeah. But mostly, I'll say that's one that not much of that really hit me personally. Yeah.
That's fair enough. I know like the lead man, Fred Durst. He looks unrecognizable nowadays. He looks like the KFC guy
I
nowadays.
saw that. That's nuts. Yeah. Yeah, dude, he's a mess. Yeah.
Like what's happening to him, man? Like I saw that he's actually gonna be starting a UFO conspiracy podcast channel. You know what? That
Oh, hell
actually
yeah.
that sounds like the most Fred Durst thing I've actually ever heard in my life.
Let's go. Let's go.
But yeah, I was a very like I haven't like apart from like punk, it's mainly like not like the old like I guess underground stuff. I don't really know much about it, but like we have like the Ramones, the
Mhm.
Clash, Green Day's a big one to me.
Yeah,
Some
huge, huge part of my life, Green Day. Yeah,
yeah, some
big influence.
41, They Found Glory, like that kind of stuff. Yeah. What's your favorite Green Day album, my dude?
Dookie,
Hell yeah, that's the correct
no
answer.
question, no
Hell
question.
yeah.
Yeah.
Did you listen to their new album that released in January?
Yeah, I gave up on them a long time ago. I'm just like, I'm happy with Dookie. You guys keep having fun. Yeah, more power to you. Yeah. I feel like they did a thing that a lot of bands do, especially like, bands that start off as like kids and young punk bands where eventually they're just kind of like, they're either doing an impression of themselves, which I'm like, all right, fine, I already heard this, or it just turned into something I'm not super into anymore. Um, but yeah, I'm sure it's good. I'm sure it's good. I got nothing against him. I just haven't been keeping up. Yeah.
That's fair. I the new album's actually all right. Like compared
Cool.
to what the previous one was.
Yeah.
Oh boy, that was oh god. That made me almost drop them. I'm not gonna lie, that was a rough time.
Wait, which one is that you're talking about?
That's Father of All, so that like it's
Oh,
that
okay.
one. Yeah, not that great.
All right. Good to know. Good to know.
But like there's like albums before that, like Past American Idiot, 21st Century Breakdown, like a few in between there which are all
Hmm.
right. Like, but the ones I go back to the most are like the early stuffs, like Dookie, Insomniac, Nimrod, like those kind of three albums
Hmm.
there. American Idiot sometimes, but yeah,
Yeah. American Idiot was like right where for me it started to kind of turn. I was like, I don't know, I was like, that's not punk rock anymore, bro. Come on. Yeah. Um, but yeah, it was cool. It was cool. It's really funny now when you think about it, because like nowadays the whole concept of selling out doesn't exist anymore. Have you
yeah,
noticed that?
yeah,
It's when I was a kid, and because I'm an old head. I'm like, it's I look younger than I am, but like, yeah, it was like a thing. Like you couldn't like. It was weird. Like people, oh my god, they sold out. Like top 40 pop stars would be like, oh, they sold out. And you're like, what are you talking? And nowadays it's like, no, that's the point. We're in this for money. Like I'm selling this out. I'm making T-shirts. I'm making hot dogs I'm making Green Day hot dogs. Whatever you got, man. Let's do this. Let's go. Let's go. And like that's just accepted now. And like, okay, more power to everybody. That's fine. It's just like it's just so weird how. Yeah. Capitalism won, everybody. We're screwed.
shit. I guess so. I never really got the whole selling out thing. It's more like I thought it was like why wouldn't you want to play more music and be
Well,
financially backed, right?
because it used to be an art. It used to be about art. It used to be about I'm an
Okay.
artist and this is me and this is my and art is supposed to be about like, hey, here's like a piece of me. And when you change and you take a piece of you and instead it's like here's a piece of what I think the kids want, and then that's like that became just totally that's the thing that's accepted. And those times the boat that ship has sailed. but
Damn.
uh but yeah, it's different. Yeah, it's like if it's like if I don't know some I'm trying to think of like a painter. If Godot was suddenly doing like is that even a painter? Am I screwing up? I don't know. I'm not. I don't know enough about painters. But like yeah, they're like yeah, here's my new Monster Energy can. Like you're like it's like you didn't do that. That's not you. That's like just you just getting some money. And yeah, we used to be able to just kind of like make art for art's sake, and people would buy it if they wanted. And now it's the whole purpose of making anything is to further the capitalist death machine. Uh,
Damn.
yeah.
But yeah, as a director and a voice actor, is there any piece of advice you want to give to voice actors starting out in their journey or currently in their journey?
Mm. Okay, an overarching piece of advice. Let's see. Let's get
So,
philosophical. Yeah, can you tell I speak for a living? Um, let's see. Um, I'd say the number one thing to remember is that you can't, and it goes with a lot like what we were just talking about. Don't get into this for money. don't get into this
Mm.
for anything other than you want to self improvement and being a part of things that are cool and just like just enjoying that process because it's a being an artist of any kind, but especially an actor, you have set yourself up and for a world of your life is 98% failure and rejection. If you can't handle that, and a lot of people can't, think about maybe do something else because that's all it is. The best people I know, the people you all want to be, are failing dozens of times a day. We're sending in auditions that get thrown directly into the garbage because it's not right, and it takes and the only way to really like push yourself through that and to get something out of it is if what's important to you is like I kicked ass on that audition. Like that shit ruled, and it was better than what I did yesterday. And if you the only thing that's really going to get you through that stuff is the only thing you have, right? Because the check doesn't matter, the credit doesn't matter. Nobody like you're gonna accomplish huge things, and no like it's gonna be your life dream, and then nobody cares. You're like, wait, really? That wasn't the thing. Oh, okay, cool. And then, but what does matter is I'm good enough to get that thing now, and now maybe I'm good enough to get another thing, and just the self satisfaction and self improvement, and just that everything in here has to come from inside you. You can't care. External validation was really not going to get you very far, and there's a lot of people who are you know pretty miserable because they're all about external validation and all about external measures of success, things that come from outside of you, and that can work for a while you're hitting, but then all of a sudden it's like I haven't booked anything in like half a year or a year or like whatever, and you're still good, but if all you care about is if somebody else agrees that you're good or right for the thing, you're gonna be pretty miserable. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's all about you. Make art. Be happy.
Hell yeah. And with that
Yeah.
amazing note, this interview comes to a close. Michael, thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate you and your time here. You've been an absolute fucking blast to talk to, man. You're so nice. Because I took a class with you like a while ago.
Yeah.
It was so serious all the time. But like this is fun. This is so much fun.
Was I serious? I don't think I'm ever very serious. Come on, let's be real.
That's
Yeah.
true, actually.
Yeah.
It was actually really fun, anyways.
Yeah, we were just yelling about fighting game stuff.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I took you to Memphis. It was pretty fun.
Mm,
Hell
nice.
yeah.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, yeah. I was like, wait, you were in Memphis during that? I thought you were in New Zealand.
If you know, you know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But yeah, Michael, where can people find you on social media and stuff?
I am at Quad Bonus on just about everything. QUADBONUS. I pretty much only am active on Twitter, but you can find me on Instagram every once in a while. And whoever, will someday we'll probably get off of that hell site, and there'll be a new thing. I hope, so we can
That's what
stop.
they all say, but I feel like Twitter just it's something about it that's just keeping everyone together.
Something's gotta. Yeah, I mean, it's. Yeah, hey, Jack Dorsey made the best one, and unfortunately, he got rid of it and gave it to that crazy Nazi guy.
Oh
But
man.
and here we are. Yeah. But yeah, that's the best place to find me. And yeah, can't wait till the next thing. Good luck with everything. Yeah,
Hell yeah. Well, thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate you, man. And
yeah,
yeah,
absolutely. Thanks for
and
having me.
and thank you guys for watching. So I'll see you guys for our next interview, everybody. Bye bye.
Uh, all right, take it easy.